Quick, easy reminder. The number one country that causes more harm to humans in the world is, as everyone probably already knows, especially on people I follow, people that follow me, whatever, I mean on Twitter, United States government. In my lifetime, they have killed 6 million, at least 6 million people. Displaced double that, if not more. The Middle East is completely different than it was 20 years ago. Africa is different. Now they want to change and control Russia with this proxy war in Ukraine and use Ukraine innocent people as the words you've probably heard as cannon fodder. Just excess life. Worthy victims in the media, but Washington's goal, who cares? We have a goal and we don't care who dies, who don't care who loses, as long as we don't. We, the United States government, in our control, and the dollar stays on top. Well, all that is coming to an end. Not tomorrow, not next week, probably not next year, but it is coming a lot sooner than a lot of people thought. China's rise was predicted a few years ago, several years ago, because they saw it in economic growth every year. How many people they brought out of poverty. They have lifted out the population of America out of poverty in recent years. You're going to remind yourself they're a population of over 1.4 billion people. It's a lot of people. We're 340 million. So you do not fall for the fearmonger, the otherism of Russia and China, like they did with Afghanistan, the Taliban, and Al Qaeda and ISIS, which they created ISIS because they blew up and created a vacuum, a deadly vacuum in Iraq. In the Middle East, went on fire from there. We are not going to agree with everyone. We have to agree to disagree most of the time. We're Americans. That's it. As far as that word goes, that is it. Describes who you are and the country you came from. That is it, and that is all. That'd be like me coming to me as a German, or a Russian, or a Canadian, or Japanese, coming to the United States and saying, I am this and I am better. You guys suck. A lot of Americans would, what? Because we've been propagandized to the point of thinking that America always will be, America has, but number one. And second, doesn't matter. When you have that mindset and that's how our government reacts, acts, and proactively goes around the world with that supremacy mindset, eventually it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. And it is now showing that other side of the world, called the majority of the population, as I remind you, India, China, Russia, Middle East, Latin America, the global South, is tired, very much tired of the American bombing and sanctions and killing and stealing of natural resource and endless wars and the propaganda and the deletion, that's not even a word, us deleting their culture. You don't delete the culture per se, but you delete it when you decimate the country and their history and their artifacts and their statues and their way of life. They literally have to go from their country, like I said, immigrants, people that have to, refugees, sorry, not immigrants, but refugees that have to leave to stay alive. They have to go somewhere else. A lot of times it's to Europe or America or other country that's different from where they are from, their culture, maybe their religion, and so on and so forth. And then that causes the, ultra conservative people, to say the least, to go use that as a scapegoat of the other and the problem. And the United States government does it over and over and over again. They just find a bad guy, propagandize us, the population, with their stooges in the media, all of it, and then they go along with their narrative. And so you have the State Department, you have the CIA, you have media, you have online media, independent media, supposedly, enough of them, they'll go along with it, and they may question it slightly, but they'll pretty much go along with it. To the point that so many people, millions and millions and millions and millions of people in America believe it, go along with it, and then don't really question it and go along. And that's how they get war to start. And then in America, it never ends. It just goes to one country, another country, another country. And anyone to say that the Ukraine-Russia war is not our fault is simply either ignorant or an idiot, or lying on purpose. We could have helped Ukraine and Russia via mostly Washington and Russia, find an agreement with NATO, have Ukraine never be NATO, publicly announce it, address it, respect it, never have NATO weapons there, do not train them, do not arm the Nazis, Azov Battalion, the right sector, the Nazis that have, yes, 6 to 8, maybe 9% of the populations, which is a very minority population, percentage of the population, but they have real deadly influence in the country. So that's why you have us now arming a right-wing extremist group, just in a different part of the world now. Instead of the Middle East, it's in Eastern Europe. It's pathetic. And I don't blame people that around the world go, your country is fucked up. I go, well, not all the people are fucked up, but our government, yes. Yes, it is. It's fucked up. So we could just simply respected mutual interests, understand that this is their backyard, the front yard, however you want to put it, and just acknowledge that peace is best for everyone. Washington State, sorry, not Washington State, my bad, that's where I'm from, that's where I live. Washington, D.C. doesn't want that. They don't want peace. They love war, they love chaos. That's where they get the most done. Because they can distract people, they can propagandize people, put them to the side, have them rah, put a fucking Ukraine flag in their fucking bio, and everyone's ready to go for the State Department. Are you fucking kidding me? The State Department? This is not good for anyone. And now, finally, after all these decades of U.S. bombing and sanctioning, killing and making refugees and making endless graves around the world, one way or another, the sanctions are starting to come home. The feel of it is starting to come home. And if you think if it's bad now, which it is, this will be just a walk in the park compared to what's coming, because the East is done. The global South is done. They'll play nice. They're not stupid. But they know who their allies are. They know who they can depend on as mutual and respectful conversations and trade and economic relations. The majority of the world knows, and even our vassal states in Europe, they know too. But especially Latin America, the global South, and the East, no, you can't trust the United States government. They'll just pull out a deal. They'll bomb you. They'll make a proxy war and kill you that way. They'll sanction you. They don't give a fuck. They don't have allies. They have interests. And they don't give a fuck who they hurt. history is repeating itself, but now it's changed some, and now the history might come home one day. Would suck. I hope not. But it would really, really suck. So instead of endless war and endless propaganda, we could have and should have endless peace and mutual interest and agree to disagree. Even China and Russia don't agree on everything. But as the actions are happening in Washington, D.C. and in the West against Russia, that's moving Russia and China together. A great military and a great economic machine that we rely on for many of our goods that we buy on a daily basis. How stupid our United States government. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Instead of that, we could have great prosperity and moving more people out of poverty worldwide. Nope. This is other way. And I tend to think, as many experts do, professors, international foreign policy experts around the world, not from the State Department, it's going to get much worse. They hope not. They're optimistic because they're good people. But they fear it's going to get much worse because when a dog is cornered, what do? They attack. A dog is the United States because it's cornered itself with its stupid-ass policy decisions that's creating a path towards prosperity and growth for others. The United States is going to feel the sanctions come right back and slap them right in the fucking face, and we will, the American population, will be the victim of that. All right.